All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final submission of TradeWise. We are going to go ahead and show you how TradeWise works with uh, a quick demonstration. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Alpaca. You want to create an account. Um, Then from there, you're going to either choose a paper account or you're going to choose a live account. A paper account is an account that doesn't trade real money. It's basically just used for testing strategies. And then a live account trades real money. So you're going to choose which account you want. And then you're going to go over to this area over here. We're going to scroll down and we're going to regenerate our API keys. So then we're going to go back to our application. We're going to sign up, put your information in. That's fine. That's fine. And then you're going to go to Alpaca, go back to that page, select key here, copy it, go back to sign up and Alpaca key. You're going to paste that. And then for the secret, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to copy it. And then you're going to go back to our application sign up page and you're going to paste that. Then you're going to choose which of the endpoints you're going to use. If you forgot, you can go ahead and look right here and it has the endpoint for you. In this case, we're doing a paper account, so we're going to choose the paper-API. And then go ahead and put in your password. And then you're going to choose your minimum price per share. So basically, if you're going to buy Apple, this is just an example. Obviously, they're not going to be at this price, but if you're going to buy Apple, you're going to choose that you want to buy stocks that have a minimum share price of this, and then a next one would be a maximum share price. So in this case, we're doing a $100,000 account. So we'll do a $30 minimum and a $40 maximum. And then your risk tolerance is going to determine during the buy if it's going to purchase the max or if it's going to purchase the minimum. So we're going to go high. And then the confidence level, this basically tells you that the stock recommendations it gives back, they have a specific confidence level. You want to make sure that they're at least this or greater. We went ahead with 9, so we make sure that we got back stocks fairly quickly. And then the total per transaction, this is going to be, like I said, if you purchased Apple and it was $5 a share and you wanted to purchase, say, $25 worth of Apple, then you would do a minimum of 25 and then a maximum of whatever you wanted. But you can also still purchase more Apple and then it would purchase again with that minimum transaction of $25 if you decided you wanted to do that in the future. So we're going to do 10,000 because it's a $100,000 account, and that'll, if we lose one, it'll only be 10%. We can lose 3 and still win 7 and still be up. So we've done that. We've created the account. Now we're going to go ahead and sign in. All right, so now that we're signed in, we're going to be on our dashboard and we're not going to see anything. That's because we don't have any models created yet. If you look on the left side, there is numbered items that you need to complete in this order. So we're going to upload our data set. It's going to be U5DS. And we're going to choose our file. We've got our beginner data set. And then we're going to upload that data set. You can also delete the data set. And as you can see, it's gone, but we're going to go ahead and get it back. All right. So we've got our U5DS. Now the next thing we need to do is upload our pre-processing script. This is the script that you're going to use to basically clean your data before it goes to training the model. So we already have a script designed, and let's do U5 pp script. U5PP script. And we're going to choose our script. Python script, it may not show up. You might have to go to all files, but we have it right here. And we're going to choose our data set that we just uploaded, or you can choose a different data set, whichever one, if you have multiple data sets. And then you're going to upload. So then this is going to give you the option. You're going to see your pre-processing script down here. Now, if you want, and you try this out and you find out that the pre-processing script doesn't exactly work the way you want it to, you can go ahead and make modifications on here and then just hit save changes. And that'll save it back to the database. So then next we need to do is we need to upload our training script. So what kind of model are we going to choose? In this case, we're going to use a random forest model, and we're going to name this U5TS script, or T script, U5T script, and choose our file. We've got our training script right here, and we're going to upload that. So next, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to create the model. This is going to go ahead and run your pre-processing script using your data set, and it's also going to train your model for you. So this gives you your initial performance of the model. So we're going to do U5 RFM mod. All right, so then we're going to choose our data set that we want to train, or we want this model to be trained with. In this case, we're going to use our U5DS data set, and then we're going to select our pre-processing script. You can choose whichever one you want, but make sure it's a pre-processing script that is designed for that particular model. And then we're going to choose our training script. In this case, it's a random forest that we're creating, so we're going to go ahead and upload. So now we have our model, and as you can see, it's defaulted to selected, which that basically means now when you go to your home, it's going to show your model. It's going to show the metrics for that model, the accuracy, the precision, the recall, and the F1 score. It's also going to show you the top 5 features that were used during the training of this model. So in this case, symbol encoded, expected, sell day, total buy, and stop out price. So now that we've got our model, what we can do is we can go and we can upload our recommendation script. This is the script that you're going to create depending on your account. And this will give you recommendations based off of the model that you have created or you choose that you want recommendations for. So in this case, we're going to do our U5 rec script, U5 rec script. And let's even make it a RFM rec script. All right, so we're going to go ahead and choose our file. We've got our recommendation script here, and we're going to upload our script. So now that we've got our uploaded script, what we can do is we can go and we can get recommendations. So we're going to choose our data set. We're going to choose the recommendation script we want to use, and then we're going to choose the model that we want to get recommendations for. So let's say we want 10. So we're going to go ahead and get recommendations. Now, the higher number of recommendations you get, the longer it's going to take. You will notice that it's going through a certain amount of steps here. It's going to get a list of tradable positions. That's from the Alpaca REST API. And also you'll notice here that there are image placeholders. That's because there is not any pie charts to show yet of any profit or loss sectors. So now it's going to check stocks 0 through 50 out of 469. It does this in increments of 50. The script that we chose for recommendations is we did not make sure that it had the check of making sure the confidence score was the confidence score that we set. That is something you can decide within your script if you want, but we want to make sure that we get recommendations back, and this is the quickest way to do it. The recommendation score is based on custom designed algorithms for indicators that we created. So as you can see, we got 10 back, and there is AS comes back with a confidence score of 20. It's consumer cyclical, FTI, energy, so on and so forth. You can go through each one of these. You can even go and check to see what the financial data for them are. But in this case, we've got a recommendation score confidence of 20. We're going to go ahead and purchase that one. It's going to ask if you want to purchase. It's going to purchase 330 shares. So this is based on your total, your maximum transaction. Since we had our transaction risk level or our risk level set to high. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. So it went ahead and purchased that it sent in an order for that transaction. So now when we go to our profile, you'll see that we have a pending purchase of 330 for AS. It tells you the time that it was initiated. It tells you if there are any partial fills at that time. We do not currently have any. So, and our total portfolio value is $100,000. We do have the S&P 500 index price per share. We have the New York Stock Exchange price per share, and we also have the Nasdaq price per share. We also have an S&P 500 overlay, a Vanguard index overlay, and this will overlay your grade performance against those indexes. There are future plans to let the user choose which indexes that they would like to get comparisons to, but that is currently not implemented. There is the ability to change your trade settings. These are the trade settings you initially set when you first signed up. And then I'll go back to our profile. Right here will be your recent transactions. This will show the 5 most recent transactions. Then there's open transactions here. This is your current open positions, your pending sales, your pending purchases, and then you can also update your email address and your password right here if you would like to. Our transactions page will show you what transactions have been purchased, and it will also give you the symbol, date purchase, price per share, quantity, total purchase, date sold, sold price per share, total sell, expected return, return on investment percentage, actual return, take profit point, the stop out point, the sector, the result, which tells you if it's a profit or loss, and then processed. Processed is used for the retraining. The process will be either a yes or no. And if it's yes, then it will not be used in the next retraining. If it is a no, then it means that that position has not been processed and it needs to be part of the retraining process. Let's see, metrics. We don't have any metrics yet because we haven't sold any positions. Let's see, profile, pending positions, metrics, purchaser. So we've been through all those. And then we also have the financial news sentiment. If the user decides that they want to just get some information, they can go ahead and put in a stock symbol. So let's just let's do Netflix in this case, and let's find out what happened to it. So the 12/18 of 2024. This will show you, check out what whales are doing with Netflix. Trump and Netflix boss Sarando set for high stakes Mar-a-Lago meeting. And you can also see the sentiment analysis for this particular stock on December 18th of 2024 was neutral 84% and positive 16%. So overall, it was fairly positive. You can also click on the link. It will take you to that particular article. Some of these articles you might have to purchase, or you might have to subscribe to that particular news outlet. And then again, you may not. So then that is the Financial news sentiment. Next, we'll do political climate. Say you want to figure out any geopolitical events that happened on a specific date. Let's do that same date. There may be something, there may not. Oh, it looks like 2 Americans of Chinese descent pled guilty to running a covert secret police surveillance station on behalf of the Chinese ministry. It also gives you the sentiment analysis for the political sentiment that day. It came back as a 87 neutral and positive 3%, negative 10%. So overall, it was more negative than it was positive that day. But now that we have waited a little bit, let's go see if our pending purchases have been filled yet. This happens every 5 minutes. There's a script in the background that runs to check your pending purchases and sales against the Alpaca REST API. Now let's go take a look. Let's see. We can also go back and let's look at some more purchases. Let's do that one more time. We can purchase more than once. There is, if you purchase, sometimes when you hit the purchase button, it'll automatically update your cash available, meaning that the purchase has already been filled. And you'll just have to wait about 5 minutes for the transaction to show up on the transactions page. So in this case, and the reason we're rerunning this is because it gets the current price. Also, when you hit that purchase button, it will buy based on the current price, not what's shown here, but the current price. So that's why you want to rerun this to make sure you have the most current price information. C7. Oh, looks like we've got quite a few. All right, so we got our 20 back. There's our 20. So let's go ahead and we'll purchase this. I am just purchasing until we see something that changes our cash value. Hopefully I'm not purchasing the same thing over and over. Just really not paying attention to that. Well, we have quite a few purchases in. There we go. So that one dropped from 90 to 80. So what we're going to do is we're going to go look at our profile again. You'll see quite a few pending purchases right here. Looks like PBF has had 332 filled, so that's good. So that means we need to wait about 5 minutes and the transactions page should show that transaction. All right. So now when we go to our transactions page, we'll see PBF and we'll also see AS. I'll show the result is none because we don't have a date sold and we don't have a sold price per share or total sell price. We don't have an actual return. Stop out price is set to be $29.79 for PBF and the take profit of $30.99. So $30.99. Our current buy-in was $30.09, and we purchased 332 shares. But that's if we're currently using a risk reward ratio of 1 to 3. So that is basically we'll either gain 3% profit or we'll lose 1%. And the script is running in the background, checking the prices of our open transactions against the current prices on Alpaca. And then if the take profit or the stop out point has been hit, then it will automatically liquidate those positions for you. You can also go to the profile page and you can liquidate those positions yourself if you'd like. The open transactions, as you can see, like I said, the recent transactions shows you the 5 most recent transactions. This also tells you your expected return. So for AS, we're expecting $299.65. For PBF, we're expecting $299.70. The open transactions shows you all your current open transactions. It also shows you yesterday's close, the close current price, and the profit and loss. The yesterday's close will be populated after 1 day. And then the S&P 500 overlay will also show after 1 day, and the Vanguard index will show after. Okay, so now to show the most important part. As you can see, those transactions that we created yesterday have now had some time for the information to change. We are 1 day later because we were right at the end of the trade day, and the monitor program, which is the one that monitors the purchased or the pending sales and pending purchases, runs every 5 minutes. But we didn't have enough time yesterday for it to do that. Plus, there was no chance that any of those positions were going to close out immediately. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get one of these positions closed out ourselves. So let's go ahead and let's do this FTXN. We'll go ahead and hit sell early. As you can see, it says successfully placed an order for 331 shares of FTXN 3028, and the pending order is down here. So now all we have to do is wait 5 minutes to see if this order gets filled. While we're waiting, we'll go ahead and take a look at our overlays here. It looks like our financial activity has been beating the S&P 500 and also the Vanguard. Oh, it does look like there was a position that was closed. There's FB or PBF that was closed with a loss. So now what we can do is we can go and take a look at the transactions here. And as you see, there's a loss, and it also says that it has not been processed. So this is where the most important part of our application comes in. This is the retraining phase. This is where you can retrain your model on the newest information. So the data set that you have, you're going to choose that. You're going to choose the pre-processing script, and you're going to choose the model. That's this model right here. And then you're going to hit train. You will notice when it finishes that there are two plots on each one of the graphs. And what is happening is the data set that you have uploaded already is adding that position to the data set, and it is setting it as processed. So that way it doesn't process it the next time during retraining. All right. So it looks like it has been retrained, and it looks like the accuracy has dropped a little bit. The precision's dropped a little bit, and the recalls dropped a little bit, as well as the F1 score. And the reasoning for this is because the model is trying to figure out how to predict purchases, or how to predict the positions that are going to hit take profit as opposed to hit the stop out point. So the percentages are going to change over time. Now, as high as we're going to get, I have no idea. But what I'm doing is I am retraining every time or every day that I have closed positions. So let's go take a look at our profile again. And that looks like FTXN. Okay, so there's that. The AS. Oh, AS hit its take profit point. Okay, so That's great. So AS was 299.65 is what we were expected. And the stop out point or the take profit point was $31.09. And its current price is $31.35. So this shows you that that script that's running in the background on the cron is working properly because it has hit that take profit point. It has noticed that that profit point has been hit and it automatically sells the position. Change. That's a $305 profit. It looks like AS has closed out. It closed out at a profit, and we made $325.71. So now what we can do is we can go back to our homepage and we can retrain again. All right. So as you can see, there was an increase. 71% was our accuracy on our last training, and now we're up to 74%. We should be able to go and see metrics as well. So now this is something I couldn't show you yesterday because we didn't close out any positions. But this time you can see and then it looks like time to close or cumulative correct predictions. We have one. Incorrect predictions, we have one. And time to close, it looks like 0 days or 1 day. Cumulative profit, we have $325. And cumulative loss, we have 100. The profit sector is consumer cyclical, and that is 100% because there's only two positions that have been closed, and one was a profit, the other one was a loss. And it looks like the energy sector is our loss. So now, if we go to our purchaser, you'll also see that those pie charts are located here to help us make better decisions whenever we're purchasing stocks. All right, so that's my application. I've shown you all the features. Yep, looks like, oh, those are pending purchases. Okay, so those are pending sales. Looks like CHX was filled. So we should see that filled here in about 5 minutes or show up on the transaction page here in about 5 minutes. And yeah, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and take a look at it. Get to know how to do machine learning, though, creating models, because those scripts are going to be created by you. In our current state with the application, we do not have a retail investor subscription plan, but that is something that I'm going to be working on in the future. So that way you don't have to create your own scripts. We might include a marketplace where users can upload scripts and sell them. So thank you very much for watching. And for TradeWise, this is David Masterson.